Greetings, YouTube. I apologize for the noise in the background. The laundry must go on. One Trayon Christian, I believe that was his name. 1 second. Trayon Christian, 19, bought a Ferragamo belt. I'm assuming Ferragamo is some designer brand at Barney's, a very upscale store. And he paid $320 for this belt, and that's not the most amazing and stunning part of this story, that someone would dish out $320 for a belt. No, the most amazing thing about this is that after having purchased it, and in the purchasing process, he was asked for his ID, perfectly normal. I even have on the back of my debit card says ask for ID. I'd say only about 30% of the people who have handled it actually ask me for the ID. Got the receipt and was then detained by the police because the salesperson called the authorities because it was in her opinion that a black person of his particular age would not be able to afford a $320 belt. He was then detained for 42 minutes without any charges, of course, and had to prove that it was in fact his ID, and had to call up Chase, his bank, and prove to police officers, that he had the wherewithal, the funds to pay for this belt when he was released. Mr. Christian has since returned the belt and got a full refund, and is currently suing Barney's for this particular egregious act. So here we have a case where someone was detained for the onerous crime of shopping while black. It used to be driving while black. If you were black and driving an expensive car, you would be pulled over because obviously you couldn't afford an expensive car, so you must have stolen it. So now you can't even shop and buy horribly overpriced accessories. Nope, if you don't look like you should be able to pay for something, even though your debit card actually paid for something, then the authorities can be called and you can be questioned for 42 minutes at least. You know, who knows how long it might take the next time something like this happens to someone. So this is horrifying, and it is another shining example how we are not living in a post-racist world. Because if Trayon Christian had been white, would he have been questioned? Would they have bothered to make him prove who he was and make him prove that he had the money? I don't think so. This was a racial profiling, plain and simple. And the person, the cashier, racially profiled him, the police racially profiled him, and the store deserves to be sued, flat out. And I hope that this particular salesperson is dismissed, because that kind of behavior cannot be allowed to exist in our world today. His card paid for it. That's all that matters. That's where the sales ends. The guy paid for it. It's his. He goes home with it, with his horribly overpriced designer belt. I'd love to say that there's currently a happy ending here, but there isn't. The suit's still in progress. I would love to hope that there will eventually be a happy ending, but I'm getting the feeling that this is going to get a whole lot worse before it gets better.